3 months have passed since the deoccupation of this settlement, but burnt Russian equipment and cars marked with letter Z are still on the streets. People live in basements and are afraid to leave them because active hostilities are underway on the outskirts of the settlement. Before Russia's full-scale invasion, 1,200 people lived in this village. Today, just over 100 remain. Most of them live in one large shelter. Due to the proximity of the front, people are afraid to become a target for the Russian occupiers again. Allah leads to the basement where people have been hiding since February 24th. You're welcome to our safe place. We will now switch light for you here. People use flashlights on batteries to light this place. There is no centralized supply of electricity for a long time, as well as water. Communications were damaged by Russian shelling.
There was nothing here, only rubbish. It was dripping from the ceiling, and we have already completed repairing by ourselves. It was Alexander who made the stove during the occupation. On March 25th we just delivered it, because people became ill. They started getting sick, as it was called here.
I had my house, but at the beginning of May it was ruined completely. There's my bed, right there. This is how I live. The sun equipped the shelters like at home. Konstantin remembers the time when his whole life has changed.
I will never forget that period, never. Unfortunately, some moments are not clear in my head, especially when there were battles here. It is such a hard one. Russians fired everywhere. They didn't have targets, just to ruin everything. They destroyed our village almost completely. Come in. I decided to upgrade to a penthouse. Everything should be simple in this life.
While there is a temporary silence in the street, Konstantin shows what is left of his house. Before the war, the man was engaged in antiques. From his collection of more than 100 rare items, only a dozen remained.
This was the corridor, a kind of like a winter terrace. These are cards from Kakhovka, 1957 and 1963. I don't know, 8 and 12 would cost. It's just so as not to upset anyone.
There are no grocery stores here, like no work. People survive on the humanitarian aid brought by Poles.
First of all, we brought paper, some food of long-term preservation, rice porridge, frying oil, bread, tea, jam, canned fruit, apples, candy bars, some sweets. Why am I here? Because this is also my war. If we do not stop Russia here, they will move on.
There are many ruined houses in the village. Russian soldiers lived here for 2 months. Hunger and despair came with them. 80-year-old Valentina remembers how the Russians came and how they left their village. She says that no one was waiting for them here. In one moment, I realized that something had happened. Russians were running out. My daughter told me that finally the armed forces of Ukraine came to us. Those who managed to evacuate are in no hurry to return home. Those who remain in the village hope and believe in the armed forces of Ukraine. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Anastasia Volkova, UATV News.